Do you think that just because you love me, I have to like you? To have love, you need two people. If there were 100 steps in love, then even if you took all 99 steps, it still wouldn't be love if I refused to take the last step for you. Do you understand? Memories of the past stabbed into Zoey's chest like 1,000 needles. It was so painful that it almost suffocated her. The next day, Zoey kept herself busy with work from morning to night. She didn't even take breaks, but spent the whole day measuring, drawing, and sourcing supplies. Zoey did not give herself a single chance to catch her breath the whole day and into the night. She feared if she did and let herself think of Blaine's wedding, her heartbreak would swallow her whole. As she fell in bed that night back at her hotel, Zoey had no idea how she managed to survive her time in Scottsdale. Zoey didn't know anything about his wedding, but from his conversation with Evan last night, she knew it would be a happy and lively wedding. The celebration would probably continue long into the night. He's married. Zoey felt as if a huge part of her had died today. It was over. They were over. The next morning, Zoey took a taxi alone to the bus station. She was heading back before the rest of the design team, who were staying in town for a few more days. What a coincidence. Suddenly, the sound of a low and deep voice came from Zoey's side. Zoey turned her head in astonishment and saw Blaine standing beside her with his hands in his pockets. It was unknown whether it was because he was now married or because of something else, but Blaine seemed to be in an exceptionally good mood. His normally cold lips even seemed to carry the hint of a smile. Zoey's mind was in upheaval, and her heart was filled with an obvious sense of unease. She politely smirked and said, "Why are you here?" Blaine raised his eyebrows. "Weekend's over. I'm heading back." Zoey looked at Blaine with a puzzled expression. "I'll drive. Let's go together." As he spoke, Blaine pulled Zoey's suitcase and started walking towards the parking lot. "No need." Zoey hurried to catch up with him. "I haven't had much rest. You can keep me company and make sure I don't fall asleep." Blaine added, "Where's Sophia? Why can't she keep you company? Aren't you going back together?" she asked. She was busy taking care of the aftermath and couldn't leave for a while. Blaine opened the trunk and stuffed her suitcase inside. She rushed over to stop him, but the lid of the trunk was slammed shut and locked by him before she reached his side. "You're not getting in the car?" Blaine raised his eyebrows. Could she not get into the car? Zoey pondered. "Zoey, get in the car or I'm leaving you," Blaine called out the window. As Blaine had known it would, this worked, and Zoey quickly opened the door and got into the car, still sputtering and complaining the whole time. Zoey decided that in protest, she wasn't going to say another word to Blaine the whole way home. However, even her stubborn silence didn't seem to impact Blaine's good mood. Ugh, so this was what a happily married Blaine looked like. Zoey's heart hurt. Zoey didn't expect him to act like this. However, Blaine didn't seem to care at all. Zoey, on the other hand, was completely thrown off by this light-hearted sight of Blaine, and her heart was instantly filled with sorrow. When they reached Phoenix, Blaine turned towards the city center and asked, "Where are you headed, Zoey? I have to work, but I'll drop you off first." "I'm going to the hospital, too." Zoey couldn't wait to see her son. The moment the car drove into the hospital parking lot, Blaine got out of the car to help Zoey with her suitcase. "Dr. Dexter, happy wedding! Congratulations!" Ramona shouted sweetly. "Dr. Dexter, congrats! How's it feel to be a married man?" Jose smiled ambiguously and hooked his arm over Blaine's shoulder. "Where's your new bride hiding?" He stuck his head out and looked towards the front passenger seat. "Sophia, hurry up and get out of the car! Why are you being shy?" Jose was speechless when he saw Zoey getting out of the car. "Zoey!" Ramona shouted in embarrassment, elbowing Jose in the side to shut his mouth, which was hanging open in shock. Blaine just stood there, happily gloating. "Blaine, looking at you in such high spirits, I can see that you are now a very happily married man. I can tell you had a good time this weekend," David called out as he approached. When David saw Zoey standing beside Blaine, he was as speechless as Jose had been. Recovering after a moment, David stopped beside them. "So it's like this, huh? Wow, the life of a newlywed is sure interesting." Blaine cocked his mouth in a small smile and asked lightly, If I'm not married, can I still be considered to be living the life of a newlywed? Blaine's words stunned everyone, especially Zoey. All of his coworkers began to bombard Blaine with questions. What do you mean not married? Jose asked, stunned. I'm not married. Blaine answered them with certainty.
Hi, Zoey here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Rekindled Heartache now.